What's up, guys? Kyle here with No Tie Required. I've got Dan here with me as well. You guys may not know him yet. Trust me, you're gonna. He's got a ton of videos he's ready to unleash on you guys here in the coming weeks for it. It's going to be awesome. So what is the topic we're going over today, Dan?
So, guys, today we're going to be talking all about FBA on Amazon. And we got 3 burning questions we want to go through. And I'm going to pitch them to Kyle because he is our Amazon expert in the duo of us. So let's get to the first question. So question number 1 is it still a good idea to get an Amazon FBA, or did I miss the boat and is it too late?
Short answer, no. It is not too late. I don't think it's going to be too late for a long time now because, look, you didn't miss the boat, okay? If you're on the fence as to whether you should get in, you should definitely get on the boat because it hasn't even left the harbor yet. Guys, look, at the end of the day, Amazon is massive, okay? Despite what people are saying, despite maybe some of the news that you're seeing out there lately, people trying to break Amazon up and everything, the government trying to step in and break them up. At the end of the day, Amazon is the largest e-commerce platform in the world, and I don't see them relinquishing that to anybody else anytime soon. There's millions of products out there. Just because there's more sellers now than there was, 2.5 years ago, let's say, when I started, doesn't mean that the opportunity isn't still there. Okay. So if you're on the fence as to whether you should get in, sometimes the best advice is, dip your toe in the water, get used to it, get an idea of what it's like, and then you jump in once you feel comfortable with it. But you're never going to know if you don't make that plunge and get started with it. And now is as good a time as ever. E-commerce is always going to just keep on growing and growing, and Amazon's at the forefront of all of that growth.
Absolutely. And Kyle, when you talked, it was about 2017, I think, when you were really looking to start FBA. And that was really, and I feel like 2017, 2018 was really the hot button. Everyone was talking about it. And I think that goes to show you is it's still here and it's still available for new people to get in. And still, it's so deep, it's so big that one product can have literally thousands of people selling it. And I think that's the key, is finding the right product too.
Absolutely, and I think you're absolutely right. I mean, Amazon has been at the top of everybody's minds when it comes to selling online for the last few years now. You're seeing a ton of people talking about it. You're seeing all that type of stuff, and it's not going away anytime soon. It's still as popular as it ever was, probably more so now than it was even when I first started it. And it's an amazing opportunity. So yes, it is a business that has legs. It's not something where it's a flash in the pan. Look, there's a lot of people asking as well, is it a scam? Well, is Amazon a scam? I mean, come on. I mean, guys, they are one of the biggest companies in the entire world. Their owner, or the CEO, is the second richest person in the world. So obviously, no, Amazon itself is not a scam. Selling on Amazon is not a scam if done properly. Now, don't get scammed into bad information or anything like that. As long as you have the right information and you are doing everything and working hard, that's exactly, you took the words right out of my mouth. You know what? At the end of the day, the only guarantee in this business, or in any business for that matter, is if you don't put the work in, you're not going to get any results. Your actions are 100% a result of your results are 100% because of your actions. Okay. So what do we got next here, Dan?
So question number 2. How does Amazon FBA work, and can you make money at it?
Absolutely. You can do extremely well with it. As we said earlier, it's one of those things, there's no guarantees, okay? You have to put the work in, you have to do your homework, and you have to have the right information at your disposal to make sure that you have the opportunity to be successful at it. Now, the idea behind Amazon FBA, and this is really why I kind of fell in love with the concept of it. Dan and I come from a brick and mortar background. Okay. Our family's in the furniture business. We've talked about this on this channel before, and we're going to talk about it a ton. We love brick and mortar. We love working at the furniture stores. We love doing all that type of stuff. One of the biggest and most, difficult things when it comes to that, though, is it's a very, very capital intensive, very inventory intensive, very overhead intensive type of business. Okay. For every piece of furniture that we sell, for instance, you have to have a salesperson that's going to sell that. On top of that, you need 2 delivery guys or warehouse guys, or Dan and I for that matter, but you need 2 people to be able to move every single piece. Okay. On the floor, off the floor, from the warehouse. You need people to receive trucks that come in and deliver the furniture to you. And we need to ultimately fulfill it on our end to the customer. It's very, very heavy on
services.
Exactly. And services on the back end. I mean, there's so many things. It's very heavy on overhead, employees, all that type of stuff. What really attracted me to Amazon FBA was the fact that at the end of the day, basically we find a product, Okay. And we're going to talk a lot about that on this channel. Tips, tricks, hacks, all that type of stuff to find the products. After that, we source it, we negotiate it, we source it from wherever it's coming from. Doesn't matter if it's China, Malaysia, Vietnam, or the US, maybe we find the right deal. At that point, we're shipping that into Amazon, letting them hold everything for us. When an order comes in, they fulfill it, they pick it, pack it, ship it, and then they deal with the refunds too on the other end. If a customer isn't happy, they deal with that part of it. I mean, that's the beauty of this whole thing. It allows you the freedom and the time to be able to look for that next big opportunity to sell on there, or build out other things on the back end. It also allows you to scale your business to other platforms as well, and you don't have to worry about some of these other issues like this. And it potentially makes you more profitable because you don't need all the additional expenses with employees and stuff like that.
And I think that's one of the biggest things. Kyle said it. Employees can be a blessing, but they can also be a headache. They can be expensive. And guys,
it's the biggest
wages
expense you'll ever have.
Yeah, hourly wages are going up every year. It's getting harder and harder to spend money on that. And that's the biggest expense, like Kyle said, not even necessarily inventory. It's getting the right people and good people for brick and mortar. And that's one of the benefits of FBA. So third and final question, and this is a little broader, but Kyle hopefully can narrow it down, give you guys a small sample size. Are there specific product types that you would suggest?
Absolutely. I typically, when I'm recommending niches, however you pronounce it, to pursue categories that you want to maybe dive into and at least research first, I break it down. There's 4 or 5 ones that I really, really like, and there's a specific reason. And I'm going to tell you the categories first, and then I'm going to tell you why I believe that. First category I definitely recommend looking into is baby. Okay. Pet category is another one. Anything to do with pets. 100%. Home and kitchen. Okay. Another one, very good to look at. Any type of home improvement or patio, lawn, and garden is another very good one to look at. And there's others as well, guys, but those are kind of my favorites. And why are those my favorites? Do you have any idea?
Well, I'm going to guess one, because these are things people care a lot about, their homes, especially right now during the pandemic that we're in at the moment of filming. And we can tell you this from being in the furniture business. People are tired of sitting at their home and staring at a wall and saying, man, I really want a new clock there. Or, man, I really want a new, whatever it might be. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things for homes. People like me treat their pets. We have a dog. We treat them like a child, basically. We spoil the heck out of them. People sometimes, which is sad, people spoil their pets sometimes more than they spoil their own kids. Mm-hmm. That's just how it is.
They sure do.
That's the way I can think about it.
Yeah.
And also, real quick, sizes. You've talked before about this, but you really want to get something. I'm assuming that shipping is something you got to really think about when you're picking a product.
Well, I think, at the end of the day, when I first started, my thought process on it was always, actually, I guess let me answer the other thing first. So my answer to it is he's 100% right. Those are things people care about and they're willing to spend money on. Yes. Okay. Yes. So it's one of those things where people will impulse buy the heck out of things that are for themselves. Or the other one is the beauty category, because we all want to look good. We want to feel good, all that type of stuff. So health and wellness, any of that type of stuff, people are willing to spend money on, and typically they care about that type of stuff. Those aren't the only categories you can sell in, but they're ones you should definitely take a look at because there's a lot of potential there. So Dan was talking about like size and stuff like that of the product in terms of shipping. So when I first started, I was definitely looking for something that was, super small, lightweight, easy to ship. Guys, the tough thing with that is so is everybody else. Okay, when they get into it, they hear the same stuff that everybody else does. That, oh, you got to get something small, lightweight, easy to ship because Amazon is going to just gouge you on pricing. Well, here's the thing: if it makes dollars, it makes sense. Okay, it's one of those things. It could be something that is a little bit heavier. Now you need to have a budget to be able to do that. You have to have some capital to be able to do a larger product, but it's possible to source something that's bigger. And chances are you're going to have less competition because there's not a lot of people that are doing that. So we're going to cover all that type of stuff in future videos. another thing I want to mention real quick before we wrap this up. Part of the reason that I picked those categories right there is those are big, big, big categories on other sites like Etsy and Pinterest, where you can get a lot of really great ideas. We're going to cover that in future videos. Actually, in fact, if you guys want us to do full-on videos about Pinterest, Etsy, all that type of stuff, comment down below. Let us know that you guys are watching this. You've watched all the way to the end of it. The other thing is, don't forget to smash that like button, okay? Let us know that you're enjoying what we're talking about here. If you haven't subscribed already, definitely think about it, because we're going to do tons of this type of stuff, and we're going to go super in depth on a lot of different hot button topics that need discussion, because look, most other people aren't talking about it, and they really need to be. If you want to stay relevant in e-commerce, you have to stay up with what's going on, because it's constantly changing. You got anything else?
No, I think that covers it. We'll see you in the next video, guys.